Hey, Greg Harrelson here with Century 21, the Harrelson Group. I wanted to just share some information about price reductions and getting a property sold in our local market. There's a lot of times where a property will sit on the market and it just sits there, it gets some showings, and then all of a sudden the showings start to taper off, and it just seems like there's not a lot of activity. In that case, it's common to adjust your price. But I think there's a lot of confusion about adjusting the price. I think a lot of sellers think that when you adjust the price, we're kind of giving up. It's one of those things, well, gosh, if you lower the price enough, then anything will sell. Well, that's definitely not the point. I mean, our commitment is to make sure that we protect your equity, sell the property for the highest possible price. Yet at the same token, we do want to get it sold. I mean, that's one of the things that you hire us for. So there are some benefits. There are some benefits to a price adjustment. It definitely impacts the saleability of your property. So a few things that you might know. When you do a price reduction, I wrote a few notes here. When you do a price reduction, it immediately boosts showings. So what ends up happening is the property ends up showing up on a hot list. So in the MLS, there's this hot list, and there's thousands of real estate agents, probably 2,000 plus real estate agents. Every day, one of the first things they do when they get to the office or start working, they check the hot list. And the hot list is any new property that hit the market or any property that their price has been adjusted. So a price adjustment on an existing listing and a new listing is relatively the same in the eyes of a real estate agent because it's something that they can use as a reason to call their buyers. They call their buyers, hey, there's a new listing, or they call their buyers, hey, there's a listing that just adjusted their price. I think we need to take a look at it. So just that adjustment alone gets people's attention, and it typically boosts showings. That's one of the main goals that we have. And after a property's been on the market for, say, 21 days, we know statistically the showings start to taper down. We lose momentum. The MLS, everybody does that, or everybody experiences the same thing. So a price adjustment at the proper time allows us to kind of reverse and generate momentum again. So you reverse the fact that we're losing momentum and start generating momentum again. Another impact to a price adjustment that a lot of owners don't know, but real estate agents know, and that is there's thousands of buyers looking for properties, searching on the internet for properties similar to yours. Okay. Now, it might not necessarily be your building or your neighborhood and whatnot, or your area, but it's something similar. There's thousands of buyers across the country that are looking on our websites for that information. And when there's a price adjustment, then because it's a new activity in the MLS, we then have it set up where all of the buyers that have a saved search set up for properties like yours, they're going to get an alert about your price adjustment. So immediately within 24 to 48 hours, we get your property in the front, in front of all those eyeballs that are looking for property like this. Again, that's going to help boost showings because it's bringing your property up to the forefront. They're actually being able to see it. Maybe when it was first listed, they weren't looking at alerts, so they didn't see it. This gives us another chance to present your property to them and hopefully get them excited and wanting to see the property. The next thing that I'll say is it's not all about you just adjusting the price. When you adjust your price, you give us something to talk about. So we also go in and look at the buyers that we're currently working with, talk with the other agents in our office about the buyers that they're talking to, and let them know about the details about the new pricing in hopes to stimulate activity. In addition, we call all of the buyers, or not the buyers necessarily, but the agents that may have showed your property previously. We call them, let them know that the property has been adjusted, because if their buyers have not found something else yet, maybe now that there's a new price, maybe we can get them back into the property, looking at it again, and see if we can get an offer. So when we adjust the price, there's all kinds of things that happen. It's not just adjust it, change it, and then wait to see what happens. No, it's adjust it, and then all these things take place. We're really going to work for you in that sense. It's very often that you'll see a property's price gets adjusted. We had one the other day. They adjusted for $5,000. They made a $5,000 price adjustment, and the property sold within 1 week after that price adjustment. So this happens all the time. It's not a guarantee that that's going to happen. We don't know exactly how the market will respond, but what we do know is that a price adjustment often helps the seller get more money versus what they would be getting if the property sits on the market and it sits on the market unsold. The days on the market continue to increase, and then buyers start to wonder if there's something wrong with the property. So if we can adjust it a little bit now, in the end, when we really look into the future, typically a small adjustment today prevents us from having to make a bigger adjustment in the future. So there's some significant impacts, some positive impacts to the saleability of your property through a price adjustment. I hope that information, is helpful. I'm just trying to give you a little bit more clarity so you can understand, why people adjust prices when a property is not selling. I hope that helps. I'm Greg Harrelson, Century 21, the Harrelson Group.